Hey, this is Jim Katsoulis with Program Yourself Thin, and we're going to be talking this week about top-down versus bottom-up weight loss. And before I explain what that means, I wanted to share a quote with you that you've probably heard before from Benjamin Franklin that says, "An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure," because that's really the core idea behind this lesson here. Now, I wanted to reemphasize something real quick, that the real goal is that you want to live at your goal weight. You know, we're so bombarded with weight loss marketing that's all about how to lose the most amount of weight in the shortest time possible. That sometimes we forget that truly what you're looking for is to stay at that weight and to live the rest of your life there. And so, again, ideally, this is going to be a one-time process that you lose the weight. And in the process, you create a system that allows you to live and remain at that weight easily, right? And so if you're going to stay at your goal weight, you really want to create a system that's going to make it as easy as possible for you, right? And I say that because, again, when we think about how to lose the most amount of weight in the shortest time possible, the way you're going to do that is choose really hard plans, really, really strict calorie restriction, excessive exercising. And so it's almost like kind of become this unconscious thing that when we think about weight loss, we just naturally think about the hardest, possible way so we can get the fastest results. And when you're talking about long-term weight loss and maintaining it, it's really about making it as easy as possible. And so that's what we're going to be talking about here today, is that we're going to be talking about prevention, because prevention requires a lot less energy than the cure. And so how can we prevent, the things that lead to weight gain right from the get-go? And that's what the bottom-up approach is all about. And in order to do that, again, we want to get out of the mindset of being all or nothing. Because for so often with the weight loss, it's so black or white. We're either on track or off track. And we want to become all or something. And understanding this bottom-up approach will give you more opportunity to, again, even when you're not 100%, you can still be in the game. You'll still be doing something to support the weight you want to live at. So the first thing we're going to talk about is top-down. So what do I mean by top-down? Basically, we're talking about willpower. And if you think about how most people go about losing weight, they get a diet, they get a meal plan, they get some exercise program, and then it's basically up to them to follow that plan using their willpower. And so, again, willpower is an important part of the equation, but typically people rely on it too much. And so let's talk a little bit about willpower. The first thing to understand is that willpower is a finite resource that depletes throughout the day based on how much it's used. Okay. Again, we sometimes think of willpower as this magical thing, that is this non-physical, quality that we have a certain amount of, and it's always just there or not there. And the truth is that it really is a prefrontal cortex process that is dependent on your blood glucose levels. And so it might be helpful to think of your willpower almost as if it were a muscle inside of your brain. And just like any other muscle in your body, the more you use it, the more depleted it gets. And if you continue to use it, it can literally get to the point of failure. And it's the same thing with our willpower. And so the things that typically reduce willpower are self-control, decisions, and stress, right? And all three of those things go way up when you decide you want to lose weight. Right? Again, all of a sudden you have to control yourself. You have to make more decisions, and there's stress from having to, do this new thing. And so all of those things reduce your willpower. The other thing, again, I wanted to mention this, is because willpower really is a function of your blood glucose levels, a lot of times people want to lose weight. They say, okay, I'm going to drastically cut my calories down. Well, that simultaneously lowers your glucose levels and reduces your willpower. And so it becomes this kind of vicious cycle where you start kind of depleting your willpower by not eating enough, and then you don't have the willpower to stick to the meal plan. And so you've probably experienced that at some point, and hopefully now you understand some of the deeper reasons why. So again, top down is the willpower, and what we're talking about here is starting to look at the weight loss process, the bigger picture of it. Okay, it's not just enough to say, okay, I'm just going to eat this way. We need to start paying attention to the bottom-up factors. Okay, and so how those bottom-up factors show up in our lives is unhealthy cravings, intense hunger, bad moods, being exhausted, having no energy, hormonal imbalances, right? Which are kind of some of the worst ones because, again, you could be doing the right things and not getting the results. And sometimes that could be from hormonal imbalances, never feeling full, negative thoughts, being obsessed with food. And so if this is your reality and this is the things you're dealing with every day, they overwhelm your willpower. And it makes it very, very difficult to succeed, right? Because when you have all of these things coming up constantly, the unhealthy cravings, the negative thoughts, the intense hunger, you really need a maximum amount of willpower to deal with that. And for a lot of people, it's unsustainable. And so what we want to do is we want to take a bigger approach to this and start influencing the bottom-up factors, okay, so that we naturally are craving healthier foods, so that our hunger is naturally more reduced, so that our moods are brighter, so that we have more energy, so that our hormones are more balanced and supporting us. We want to have an increased satiety so that when we're eating the proper amount of food, we feel satisfied and we're receiving those signals and are comfortably able to put the fork down, and that we have positive thoughts that are supporting us. So basically this bottom up really is your foundation. It's the foundational piece that, again, a lot of us overlook. But if when you start focusing on the bottom up and creating a foundation that's going to support you, you're going to find that you can have a lot more influence over your weight with much less energy, okay, without having to rely on willpower so much. So let's talk about how to do that. Again, this is an approach that requires less willpower, and that is going to increase your chances of success. So how do we improve the bottom up? Okay, it's relatively simple. Basically what we're talking about is we want to focus on lifestyle. And this is why a lot of people miss this, because our lifestyle, because we live within it, we kind of just lose sight of it, right? It's almost like, you see your nose all day long, but your brain deletes it because there's no point in seeing your nose all day. There's no value to it. And a lot of times with our lifestyle, we just lose sight of a lot of our behaviors that are leading to these bottom-up factors, okay? And so let's talk about some ways to really make a change. And the way you want to do it is focusing in on better habits. And so I'm going to give you really the 8 habits that are the core of the Program Yourself Thin approach. And I'm sure there's more habits than just this, but this is a solid list. And if you could implement even half of these habits into your life, you will create a better bottom-up foundation. You'll improve those factors and you'll make this process easier for you. So the first one is water. And again, it's so simple, but it's so overlooked. It's estimated that the majority of Americans are dehydrated. And this is a big problem for a number of reasons. The first one being that a lot of times when we're dehydrated, our brain will misinterpret the thirst signal for hunger. Okay. And so that causes us to be hungrier and want to eat more. And so water has so many benefits. I mean, it helps you feel better, makes your body feel better, helps you digest food more efficiently, helps you feel fuller, and on and on. So water is a key one. So if you can increase your water intake, again, that's a simple way to kind of improve that foundation and make it easier. Relaxation, and I'm going to add the next one, breathing here. I really like to combine these two a lot of times. And as I said, stress is kind of a double whammy because on one hand, it uses up your willpower, and on the other hand, it increases unhealthy cravings. And so just by adding some basic relaxation and breathing exercises into your day, you naturally start to decrease your stress levels, which again makes it easier to live healthier and make the right choices. Sleep. Now, sleep, again, there's whole lessons I do on sleep because it is so crucial and fundamental to your overall health and absolutely to your weight loss. It influences your hormones. It affects your energy levels, obviously, your ability to think clearly and make the right choices, and even your cravings. Okay, so when we don't get enough sleep, we start feeling hungrier and tend to eat more food. So getting a little bit more sleep is one of the easiest ways to influence your weight in a very powerful way. The next one's nourishment. Okay, and so this is just on a regular basis getting some high quality nourishing food into your body. And so I want to be clear, so often with weight loss, it's really about what foods you have to stop eating. And nourishment is really the opposite. It's about what foods you want to start eating, right? Regardless. I mean, you could eat pizza, ice cream, and cake all day long, but if you can at least get some nourishing foods in your body, it's what your body is truly craving. And so when you can add this into your day, again, you're influencing these fundamental factors. The next one's movement, right? And so exercising is one aspect of movement. It's one type of movement. But if you hate exercising, then there's other things you can do, okay, that are going to have a lot of positive benefits for you. Going for walks, dancing, doing martial arts, literally almost any kind of movement is good for your body. And again, this is one of those things where, we don't want the perfect to be the enemy of the good. Yeah, working out in a gym every day for an hour might be the best thing you can do. But if you don't want to do that, there are so many other simple, easy alternatives that have so many good benefits for you that are worth committing yourself to doing and putting into your day. The next one's meditation. Again, so many subtle benefits and explicit benefits. I mean, there's so many benefits to meditating, and you don't have to do it for 30 minutes a day. But even just getting, a couple minutes a day, just kind of quieting down, centering yourself, turning your focus inwards can, again, support you in all those ways. And then finally, gratitude. And again, this really has a huge impact on your moods. It helps kind of give you more energy, and it just makes you feel better. And the better you feel, the more grateful you are for your body and for all the things you have in your life. All of those things encourage healthier behaviors, okay, from the bottom up. And that's what we're looking for. So instead of just focusing on willpower and trying to deal with all this crap that's coming up, we want to start focusing on some of the lifestyle fundamentals that are consistently affecting the bottom-up factors of cravings, hunger, moods, energy, hormones, how full you get, your thinking. Okay, so again, it's almost like a holistic approach where we're not just looking at the eating, but we're looking at the deeper factors that are influencing our eating. And I think if you take this approach and bring it into your weight loss and your health goals, I think you're going to find there's a lot more areas that you can influence. It's not just about eating perfect. It's not just about getting to the gym. There's more subtle things you can do. Again, kind of going back to that, getting out of that all or nothing mindset and becoming really committed to the all or something philosophy, where there's always something you can do. Even if you eat a pizza and a gallon of ice cream, again, that doesn't feel too great, but then you can drink some water, do some relaxation, get some sleep, and at least it's one little way to kind of get your foot back in the game. You see? And so again, it's that something mentality, and all that stuff starts to add up over time. And that's what we're really interested in here, is not just in short-term weight loss, but in long-term success, so you can lose the weight and then live there for the rest of your life and focus on other things that are important to you, other than your weight, and kind of master that and move past it. So I hope all this stuff helps you. So again, the action step from here is to really, pick some of these habits, work on implementing them into your life. Again, it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be the perfect level of all these things. Just get some of them into your life and notice how they influence you, right? You start drinking some more water, you start relaxing a bit. You might notice that you naturally start craving healthier foods. You naturally are thinking more clearly and want to do the right stuff. And that is a strategy that's going to give you long-term success. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and we'll see you on the next one. Hey, thank you for watching this training. I hope you enjoyed it and that you got a lot out of it. As a thank you, I want to offer you a gift to help you jumpstart your weight loss today. And it's a custom self-hypnosis session called The New Thin Me. And you can download it for free at programyourselfthin.com/session. And again, it's completely free. You'll go there, you'll answer a couple questions, and you will get a session that is customized to your situation to help you get fired up, to get motivated, to do the things you need to do to really get the body and the health that you truly desire and deserve. So again, I want to thank you, and you can get that session at programyourselfthin.com/session. Have a great day.